Many Texomans spent the morning taking obstacles at Lucy Park for this year's T.H.O.R. Our very own Aaron Gonders joins us now after seeing what T.H.O.R. had to offer up close and personal.
Yeah, and boy, did they have a lot to offer. As a new member of the Wichita Falls community, I was blown away by the scale and amount of people coming out to run this obstacle course. It's no wonder why Texoma's hellacious obstacle run is such a big part of this city's culture. Starting at sunrise, Texoma's hellacious obstacle run stood center stage on this beautiful spring day. Wichita Falls residents came out in droves to experience one of the city's most iconic events. For Randall Barker, none of it would be possible without the volunteers who started preparing for the race back in January.
We started preparing for T.H.O.R. in January, and we couldn't do that without the volunteers. We have volunteers from Shepherd Air Force Base, Streams and Valleys that helps build the course, volunteers from Leadership Wichita Falls, and volunteers from the community. And that's the most, if I had to say thank you to anybody along with the participants, is those volunteers.
The first wave was this morning at 8:20, which featured the competitive group. Competition isn't always what T.H.O.R. is about, but sometimes, whether it's for yourself or a challenge between family members, it can add to an already memorable experience, especially when a trophy is involved.
She beat me fair and square. I know when to wave the white flag.
He likes to talk it up, and I just had to put him in his place.
Yep.
Of course, what makes T.H.O.R. special is the obstacles. This year was especially unique due to all the rain prior to Saturday. Some obstacles were scrapped and some were brought back, but the river crossing remained. Waters up to 3 feet made this obstacle especially difficult.
And crossing the river is not even the most intense obstacle. It's actually this, the gauntlet. Competitors climb into an ice bath, then climb out and come down a giant mud hill, climb over several spools until finally they finish here with a medal and a picture on a muddy couch.
The best part about experiencing T.H.O.R., though, might just be the community that it's all for.
So bringing the community together and just being able to communicate with everybody, talk, have a blast, and just, be on the same level. Get dirty, get muddy, and no matter where you come from, it's all the same. We all finish, we all get medals, it's all the same, baby. That's what it's about.
Just like preparing for next year's Christmas in the movie Elf, it might just be time to start dreaming of next year's T.H.O.R. Yeah, and getting in that mud for the short time that I was in it today automatically made me want to sign up and compete for next year. And they haven't even started preparations yet. If you want to know how to sign up for next year's T.H.O.R., you can click inside the story at Texomashomepage.com. Jalen?
Looks like you got down and dirty this morning, Aaron. So was there any obstacle that really stood out to you?
For me, it was the river crossing. I thought that was absolutely crazy. The water was deep, and it just looked like an absolute blast and an absolute mess.
Is that the one that ruined your Crocs?
No, that was the gauntlet, but the river was... It's a river. What's not to love?
Right. I mean, that was quite the event. You are T.H.O.R. I mean, Chris Hemsworth is a T.H.O.R., but you're a T.H.O.R. to me. Great job, Aaron. Thank you so much for that report.